Hi, well here we are again after the second day of the Royal Commission hearings today, a day in which we heard a lot of evidence from Bishop Alfred Holland, who was the Bishop of Newcastle from 78 to 92, from Reverend Roger Dyer, and from a church care worker, Pamela Wilson. So Joanne, what was your take on today?
Well, I think today was the first of the bishops, so Bishop Holland, we're going to see 8 of them in the end, and it was an interesting day for anyone who sort of has looked at the history of this diocese. I think it's fair to say that Bishop Holland was an interesting witness. Bishop Holland said that in the about 15 years that he was Anglican bishop, there were no child sex allegations to him. He was not aware of it, and he repeated that a number of times.
And that's despite the fact that there's a lot of evidence which would seem to contraindicate that.
And also independent evidence, and I think that was where Miss Wilson's evidence was quite compelling, credible as well, that she had a conversation with Bishop Holland and told him about her concerns about Peter Rushton after speaking to a family where a child had been abused. She was a good witness.
Was between 4 and 5 years old,
and the child of a priest.
And the child of a priest, abused by another priest.
Yeah. Roger Dyer also.
Who then followed Rushton into St Luke's at Wallsend. Says that the problems were manifest, were obvious, that he alerted people to them, and we were taken to a section of the synod in
2010 synod where that was very interesting evidence, where Reverend Dyer spoke about how he'd spoken, how there were people who tried to stop him from speaking, where he wanted to raise the issue of Peter Rushton, and also protecting Professional Standards Director Michael Elliott. And we were taken to the minutes of that meeting, and he was adamant that there was a vote taken, and interestingly the minutes did not show any reference to it.
And that meeting was just the Herald Joanne had previously just published some information which named Rushton, and
that was raised at the synod.
And Bowler, but Dyer's concern was that Rushton wasn't named at the synod.
It was just a reference to a high-profile priest who died in 2007. So it is quite bizarre, really, that the name wasn't used at the synod. It's But and look, most of this afternoon has been about Bishop Holland and the way that allegations were dealt with against the pedophile priest Stephen Hatley Gray. And Bishop Holland says that he delicensed Gray apparently because he went on a rampage through the rectory at Wyong after a drunken homosexual party, not because he had sex with someone aged between 10 and 16. And was convicted of it.
And was convicted of it as well. So, and he claims not to have known about that until quite recently, reading